Another great day. So this can be a different type of video because I'll be shooting these from time to time. So I'm be shooting these from time to time, right? So typically, right, I'll do videos from when I get home from work, and those are just like, I just got done hanging out with the homies, so like I feel like I have a lot to talk about, you know. So this is my next type of video, which is you know, I'm gonna call it everyday life, but it's a different topic, you know. So I'm getting a bit sick, but like it kind of covers the topic of dating, right? Because I'll tell you, you know, it's I think it is particularly tough, you know. I think there are a lot of, again, this is part where it gets a bit dicey, right? Because there's a lot of different conflicting information out there, but it gets to a part where again, like each gender has an issue, right? But if you're a guy specifically, right, if you go, again, let's say you're average, right? If you go on a dating app, you know, you're probably not going to get much to any likes, you know. Like the chance for you actually using that and well, finding somebody great is not, you know, it's not really, the odds are not in your favor, you know. So for me, which I think I am the definition of an average person,
proceed, you know, to the route.
At least for right now. Like right now, I think I'm just an average guy, right? That's pretty much it. I think that it's like that wouldn't work for me. So it's like, what's the next like best option here? And that goes into kind of what these videos are gonna be about. At least like these ones where I'm stuck in traffic. Is that the term, right, is called cold approaching. And this will be the first time that, like, you know, I'm pretty open about the fact that I do this. You know, I went to Venice Beach and walked around a bit, and I did 17 approaches today. 17. But to kind of backpedal a little bit, you know, because I feel like the question is, right, before we get into like the details, right, like why do you do it, you know? And cause it goes on to like, how do you meet people? You know, I feel like a dating app would not be right for me because I'm just not like outwardly, I don't know, I'm not outwardly that type of guy that you would want to swipe on, you know. Now that's definitely changing, right? I've mentioned this. I've been working out for the past 8 months, taking my protein every day, you know. So again, it's gonna change like a year from now. I'm gonna be just absolutely yoked, you know. But you know, you gotta take action. But I right now, currently, I'm just not a dating app person. The next avenue, right, is like the whole like friends and family and stuff like that, right? And I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable with family, just like them reaching out to people they know, and then because the exact situation happened, right, with somebody I know, and it was kind of just awkward, right? Like I feel like you have to like put that out there, that's what something you'd be open to be like a friend of the family or something like that, right? So that would just be an instant no, right? It would be complicated. I'm not down for complicated. And then we have like through your own friends, right? My friends are just a bunch of engineers, right? And as you can guess, right, who the engineers hang out with. Other engineers, right? I don't know about the stats, but I think it's like 80%. So 80 to 90% of engineers are guys, right? So you might be able to make some inferences from that. And then I'm trying to think, what's the last? Oh, last would be like work. But I don't know. I feel like that's not like I do get to meet a lot of cool different people. But I feel like that complicates work if it doesn't work out. So that's also like a no on, at least for me, right? So like pretty much like I'm shooting down, right, all these potential avenues to meet somebody, right? So what does that leave you left, right? It leaves you off with cold approaching, which is like that's a good intro, right? This will be the first video I actually talk about it, and that's what I've started doing, you know. And it's important to note, right, is that when it comes to cold approaching specifically, it is it's not for everybody, you know. It's definitely not for everybody. Like, I don't know, for me, it's like I just enjoy meeting new people. And for me, I think of cold approach as a way that I can meet new people and to be invested in somebody's life, at least for a little bit. You know, and I think like that's like like I went to New York City on a gameplay engineering internship, right? I was the grass programmer on a game called Dots. And one of the things over there that I started doing, right, I started talking to random people. I'm not talking about girls, right? I'm talking about guys, right? And I found it so fun because depending on the vibe you give out, right, you'd be surprised how many people reciprocate that, you know. Because again, I'll talk about this more later. Because generally, if you have your vibes right, what's going on with that car? Generally, if you have your vibes right, you know, you can have some really cool conversation with some new people, you know. I find it fascinating to see like the history. Well, not like everybody's a history book, right? But to be able to meet people from different backgrounds. You know, I've met a Pilates owner. I've met a manager at Little Tokyo or Little Fashion, something like that in New York City. It was in the meatpacking district, Little Tokyo, I want to say, maybe. I met a guy that was like a pretty freaking good hairstylist that had like a big hair store at New York City. I met a neurosurgeon. I met an attorney. I met a DJ. You know, I've met another Amazon software engineer. Like, I don't know, I find it so fascinating talking to these people of different backgrounds. Like it's just something that like I just enjoy doing, you know. So to keep that in mind, right? What I do is I just talk to new people. And the thing is that it is a long-term type of thing, you know, because there's a lot of rejection, you know, a lot of rejection, right? It's one of those things where, you know, people in relationships, people are engaged or married, or they're in the state temporarily, or they don't speak English that well, or they're just not interested, or the blow you off one, right? That happened to me a couple times today. It doesn't matter ultimately, but you get a lot of different reactions, right? And ultimately, right, because I'm gonna talk about like kind of my experience. Then I might be going to today what happened, depending on how much time I have until I have to go to the gym. Gotta get those gains, you know. But what I will say, right, is and this kind of leads into something that somebody else told me today, is that somebody really liked that I was talking to really liked the spontaneity of what I was doing, because she was saying that like, oh, like people are so connected to the phones they don't know how to connect with others, right? It's something that like actually happened. You know, it was today that happened, and that's true. You know, and I think doing what I do of cold approaching, you know, it allows you the opportunity to connect with somebody you would never have connected with other hand. You know, so you know, I feel like that's a good gist of it. You know, like I started doing cold approaching unironically. I'm not gay, but like I did it with guys, because for me cold approaching is just making like I'm gonna go be friends with that person. That's all cold approaching is to me. You know, now again, it's different with guys, right? Because obviously there isn't like the approach aspect, but it's like the talking to people and being able to enjoy that process. Having said that, right, before I go into it, this is not for most people, right? This is like the do not disclaimer, right? This is what I do is not for most people.